Recently, there's been an abundance of players running around using SMGs in the lands of Tarkov, using a mix of 9x19, AP 6.3, 7 and 31, and sometimes rip rounds. Are you using the right gun for the task? Or are you blowing rubles for no reason? Let's take a look between two weapons that would be considered either a meta weapon and a more budget-friendly weapon, and see which gives you the best bang for buck. So the two weapons we're going to be comparing today is the SIG MPX and the HK MP5. Now there are a few variants for each, so we're going to cover the statistics for each of them, the cost to buy them, and also the costs involved, as well as the stats for their meta version, or the most modern version. Starting with the unsuppressed stock MP5, it comes in at a vertical recoil of 40 and a horizontal recoil of 187. The fire rate for this weapon is 800 RPM and an ergonomics of 70. To buy this MP5, you can get it from Peacekeeper Level 2 for $380. The reduced price that you'll see on the screen is because my charisma level is around level 10 at the moment, which reduces the cash prices for traders. The suppressed stock MP5 comes in with a vertical recoil of 26 and a horizontal recoil of 122. It has a 69 ergonomics as well. It can be also bought from Peacekeeper Level 2 for $501. The standard unsuppressed MPX has a vertical recoil of 35, horizontal 173, ergonomics of 59, and the MPX has a slightly higher fire rate at 850 RPM. This can be bought from Peacekeeper Level 2 for $378. The suppressed counterpart has a vertical recoil of 36, 180 horizontal, and 60 ergonomics. And now it's time to get into the juicy bits. The lowest recoil you can get on the SIG MPX is 17 vertical with 87 horizontal. This brings you in with a ergonomics of 51. So if you wanted to with this build, you can make a bit of a hybrid. You could probably come in at 20 or even just under. I haven't really played around with it too much of vertical recoil, but potentially much higher ergonomics as well. Now we're going to go through all the list of attachments for both weapons that we're going to show you, and on the screen you should see which level trader you require for each of the items. Otherwise, you can buy them from the flea market. But keep in mind, flea market prices will tend to be sometimes a little bit higher and a lot of the time much higher. For the lowest recoil MPX, you'll be starting off with the unsuppressed version, and we'll need a Magpul M-Lock 4.1 inch guide from Mechanic, Gazelle SCH charging handle for MPX from Peacekeeper, Magpul M-Bus Gen 2 rear sight from Mechanic, this is optional, a carbine brake for the SIG MPX by Tacom from Peacekeeper, and we're using the Cobra EKP 8x18 reflex sight because it gives us an extra 1% reduction in the recoil, but it does hit the ergonomics. So this is something you may want to change if you were to build this weapon. And this can be bought from Prapor, the HK-E1 stock for AR-15 incompatible from Peacekeeper, the 14-inch 9x19 barrel for MPX from Peacekeeper. For the buffer tube, we'll be using the Mesa Tactical Crosshair Hydraulic Buffer Tube. That can be bought from Peacekeeper. It's important to use this one as it gives us an extra reduction in recoil as well. The Zenit RK2 foregrip from Skier, the Midwest 14-inch M-Lock foregrip for MPX, which I believe is just found on the flea market, the HK Ergo PSG-1 style pistol grip for AR-15 based systems. This can be bought from Mechanic. Now, I don't have level 4 Mechanic unlocked, but it's pretty much half the price of what you can see there on the screen at 26,500. And the total cost for this build, all converted to rubles and using the level 4 Mechanic price for the pistol grip, comes in smack on 200k, give or take a few rubles. Shut up. Now, how does the best version of the MP5 stack up? For this, we're going to buy the suppressed version from Peacekeeper, as it comes stock at 26 recoil. Now, without doing anything, you could leave this just as it is. And please keep in mind, for both of these builds, we haven't added in the cost of the magazines. You can buy 50 round magazines if you want, or you can buy the 30 rounders. The 41 round magazines, which is a good kind of halfway point, are very, very affordable, and I use them quite a lot as a backup magazine. Now, all you need to do for attachments for this is the MF1 HK Universal Low Profile Scope Mount and the Cobra EKP 8x18 Reflex Sight. With the Cobra Reflex Sight, it doesn't affect the vertical recoil because of how low it starts off at. However, it does reduce the horizontal by about 3. It's nothing crazy, and it's probably not worth it for the drop in ergonomics. I just wanted to use a level playing field with the sights so you can get an idea of when we use it in the test as well. Now, the cost for this weapon, say weapon because we haven't really built anything, comes in at only 78,000 rubles, which becomes more mind-blowing when you see these in the test. And also in the highlights at the end of the video. Now, if you do find today's video interesting and you find it helpful at all, please let me know in the comment section what you think of the video and what weapon you're going to be using from now on, if you happen to be using SMGs at all, and will this even make you consider using SMGs if you don't? And if you aren't subscribed to the channel, fucking do it. Please consider subscribing, as then you'll get notified of future videos. Now, before we get started on the weapon testing, there's one thing that I really wanted to point out, and it's going to affect which gun you choose, depending on which map you play. If we have a look at the MP5, we can see that its accuracy is 6.88. Then we compare that to the meta lowest recoil MPX, it comes in at 1.35. I didn't notice this before when I was originally building these weapons and doing the test, but it became apparent to me in-game when I was trying to kill a few scavs from sort of like a medium to, I wouldn't even say long range, so like 50 meters around that sort of distance. The shots were, even if my crosshair was on the head, were missing by, say, a reasonable amount. So it's only really effective if you're up at a much closer range. So please keep that in mind. Now, off to the weapon testing. I'm going to run the highlights straight after. I just want to say thank you to everyone that's watched up until this point. I really appreciate each and every one of you, and I hope to see you again soon. Enjoy. That you with me? Yeah. That's both of us.
Holy shit, I'm really up.
Got one, there's another one here. I may have killed both of them.
Oh yeah, that would be under here. I hear one to my left. I'm dead. Are you serious, man?
Do you want to lay him out as they come through it?
Got him. This thing is a fucking laser, Jesus. Yeah, you can.
You get him?
Hang on, bro, hang on.
Got him.
Is he dead? No.
Yeah, you...
No, still alive.
Oh, no, he wasn't dead. I died.
Fuck, I killed him just as you died. I'll have a look at this thing for you. Go loot the weapon crate. I'll see if it's got a seller for you.
That weapon crate. There's one in this truck here. Truck
Okay.
here.
Oh,
Shit.
what the fuck?
In the bush.
Come on, Tarkov.
Got one?
I told you they were gonna be here. Shit. I'm at the front, guys.
Okay. Pushing left side now.
Oh, shit, that's who's shooting.
They threw a grenade.
I'm at the green tank.
Killed Reshi, another one.
I see it.
Grenade.
I'm going in the market, whatever you call it.
Got another one dead.
Gas station.
I'm at the back. Are you pushing through?
Yeah, I pushed through. I'm in the